It's 7 o'clock, and we'll begin tonight's meeting at Danville Board of Zoning Appeals. If everyone would please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The next item of business is to establish a quorum, and we have everybody here but Tommy. Has everybody had a chance to look at the minutes from our last meeting, which I guess was November 17th? Does anyone have any changes or anything like that, or I'd entertain a motion to approve? A motion, do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
The next item of business, since this is our first meeting, even though it's April 20th, is to elect officers for the upcoming year. At this time, I'd entertain a motion for president for the.
Second.
I will have a second then. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
At this time, I entertain a motion for a vice president for the upcoming year.
I'd like to nominate George.
We have a motion. We have a second. Thank you very much. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The next item is to appoint a secretary for the upcoming year. I think, entertain a motion.
I move to appoint Gary Aiken for secretary.
Second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. The next item of business is to swear in anybody that plans on speaking at tonight's meeting. Would they please stand?
Raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, so help you God.
Thank you very much. The first item of business tonight is a public hearing for a development standard variance request for more than one principal use on a parcel located at 1668 East Main Street. Clark?
I'll kind of give a brief synopsis. Where this property is, you have your map in here. It was, I think the most recent use was a daycare possibly, and the petitioner is coming in to request to have a barber shop, and then in a portion of the building, and office spaces in the remainder of the building. And the petitioner is here. And if you would like to come up, Casey, and just give your name and your address.
My name's Casey Blaylock. I live at 10959 Glen Air Drive in Canby, Indiana, 46113. I own Clippers Barber Shop on the west side of Indianapolis at 6309 Rockville Road. It's been there 63 years, and just looking to expand, and there's no barber shops out in Danville. I pull a lot of my clients from Danville, and I just think Danville's a great little town and definitely needs a barber shop. So pretty much all I got. And then with the remaining of the space in the building, I'd just like to put nice offices in there for somebody to rent out and generate some extra income for myself. About it. Any questions for me?
It did have a use as a beauty shop.
The building that I bought,
On the east side of the building.
I do not, it's been a single-use building as far as I know. I just bought it in January, so whatever, I think it was a daycare before that, but before that, I don't have any history on it.
And your application talks about a kitchen and bath. Is that a retail store or a showroom?
That was previous plans. The guy who was gonna do that kind of switched gears a little bit on me, but, so that's why we came up with the office space, because that's easy to do, and I've talked to a couple people, and they say Danville's pretty short on office space, so it's just kind of an easy go-to, just make a box and rent it out for somebody and generate some extra income.
Thank you.
Are you committed to the stipulation of making sure you have adequate lighting, parking, and other?
Yeah, so we were hoping to get a little bit more information about the parking lot and all that. We were working with Barry and Lisa to make sure that all that goes through. We were needing to get this variance first before I would move forward with the parking lot thing.
And I'm okay with that. We'll work with him to make sure that they've, given us the information for the parking lot. And Barry's also talked to him about drainage and things like that.
So would that need to be part of a motion, or that they meet all the requirements?
Yes, subject to the staff's recommendation, yeah.
Very much.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Is there, I don't believe there's anyone from the public tonight to speak on this. Board here to, any comments? This time I entertain.
I move that we approve the variance sought by Casey Blaylock, petitioner on property located at 1668 East Main Street in BZA petition 2021-2064 to allow more than one principal use on a parcel. This petition has satisfied the requirements for variances under state law for the following reasons. The approval will not be injurious to the public health, safety, morals, and general welfare of the community for the reasons stated in the staff report. The use and value of the area adjacent to the property included in the variance will not be affected in a substantially adverse manner for the reasons stated in the staff report. The strict application of the terms of zoning ordinance will not, result in practical difficulties in the use of the property for the reasons stated in the staff report. Oh, did I read that wrong?
The strict applications will create practical difficulty, if that's what your motion is.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, the strict application of the terms of the zoning ordinance will result in practical difficulties in the use of the property for the reasons stated in the staff report. And I move that this approval be made. Are there conditions?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
For parking, lighting, and landscape.
This part. Okay, I'm sorry. And I move that this approval be made subject to the following conditions. The subject property adjoins commercial uses on the north, east, and west, Battershell, and Dawson Dentistry on the south. Staff recommends the petitioner work with the staff for compliance with the zoning ordinance for on-site parking, lighting, and landscaping requirements. So with these conditions, we approve the use variance request.
Okay, at this time, we have a motion.
Roll call vote, Dr. Swords?
Aye.
Bessie?
Aye.
Aye.
I vote aye, motion carries 4-0.
Thank you very much.
So, just contact me, get together on all the details of the site, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have anything for next month, or?
Yes, I believe there's one application that was filed this month. I'm just glad to get the November minutes signed.
Do you want to clarify who motioned,
Tom.
Tom,
who seconded it?
Jill.
I'm sorry, I'm finally seeing part 3. I was processing that totally differently. It wasn't
You know,
going through. It just was
When I
like
first
sticking there.
started in planning, that got me every time. Because
think
it
it
just
got me
doesn't
before,
seem
too, at
right.
another
But if
meeting.
you,
Yeah.
so that's understandable.
So that's why we're doing this, because it would result in, oh, well, anyway, I
Right.
get it now, maybe. Until the next time.
Hey, is there anything else? Lisa?
I don't think so.
Is any of this stuff that's going on with the Miles property?
No.
Pray no.
It's all rezone. So even if, so they're establishing development standards for lot sizes, setbacks. So that's established. If they would ever, say somebody would come in and say, we don't want to meet that, that would be a petition back to the Plan Commission, and they would have to amend the PUD.
So they couldn't come to us for a variance out there?
Right.
Because I was wondering about
Right.
that.
If it's in their development standards, then they have to amend the PUD, because that's all part of the document that gets approved.
Wonder if there'll be a big audience this time. I think they're saving their energy for the town.
Yeah, I
They
think so
figured out
too, and I think they all understand that you're just looking at the additional items that they've committed to. And actually, we met with them today, and there are a few other things that they've reduced the number of homes, and based on the conversation with NDOT, there may be some changes. They may be removing one of the entrances and extending the Mackey Road, since there's already a traffic signal there. So there's a few things that they'll want to update, and then,
When you say extend Mackey Road, you mean to the north?
right, so there's a
They'll have
traffic.
to put a little curve or something?
They will.
Okay.
They will not run a street up along your subdivision.
So they'll have to move the fire station?
No, actually, I think that they can go so far north and then angle it and avoid that whole front area.
See, that's one of the things, they talked about how, traffic could go through there, but then you get back to, unless you put yellow or widen the streets, you can't drive through the subdivisions hardly
Yeah.
and pass.
And a lot of the streets, though, and Gary probably knows more about this than I do, but a lot of the streets in the towns aren't as wide as what the subdivision control ordinance requires now.
Yeah.
So, it's still difficult when people park on the street, but hopefully in the new subdivisions, they're allowing enough driveway space for parking.
So it's probably wider than where we live at now.
Well,
Yeah.
probably.
But that's old.
It's probably time, through studies done by LTAP and other agencies, that the streets are widened from existing 28 feet of pavement, then it goes to 32 with right-of-way. So it's, that probably all needs to be
Yeah.
changed and updated.
And that street that would be extended from Mackey Road to the north, they actually show that on the transportation plan as a rural minor arterial, and that's got a pretty significant right-of-way.
Yeah. it
So
does.
it's going to be like a main road through there.
And back out onto 39, or not that?
Well, right now, they're just going to extend it to the school property, and then hopefully we'll be able to get some negotiations with some of the property owners there to bring it out to the north a little bit to kind of align with Woodfield, with the new section that comes out to 39. That's kind of the plan. But, how plans are, it takes a lot of time, so, yeah.
This time, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting. Motion, do I have a second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thanks for sharing some stuff on that, or clarifying.
It's really tough to go through that every day with somebody.